So this is your group project, and Ben, if you'd like to introduce it for us and introduce Sam as well, that'd be great.
Yeah. Benjamin, Borom and Sam Lloyd. We did research on the news programmes. We found the information from the internet, watching TV and radio, and our tutor for help. For me, I'm gonna be doing the weather,
Okay. And what's Sam doing?
and Sam's gonna be doing the local news or international news.
Okay. Sam, could you tell us a little bit about the local news, please?
Local news is usually just sort of news and events that happen in the general region, sort of around the area where you might live. Most of the time, sort of have the lighter side of news on there. You don't really have much sort of murders or robberies, or well, you have the occasional sort of like break-in or something into a house, but that's about it. It's probably usually worse it gets. Usually they're not very long at all, usually about 3 to 5 minutes at the end of like a national news programme, but they do have regional news programmes that can last up to around half hour. It usually involves stories to do with schools, traffic, council work and local events in the local area. On the radio, the local news is usually just traffic reports with a bit of weather and maybe sort of tell you about road closures. Doesn't sort of maybe only last a couple minutes, sort of like 1-2 minutes. It's also done like a bulletin sort of just like straight after another. They just try and get it done as quickly as possible. But yeah, at the end of a regional news broadcast, they usually have like a regional weather that lasts around 2 to 3 minutes, and it's usually heavily sponsored by a local company that will be sort of well known in the local area. Yeah, just sort of got most of my information from like the internet, watching the news, sort of like BBC Anglia, ITV. I looked a little bit on. I said I looked a bit on the internet, and I asked my tutor for some websites that might sort of help me get the information that I need, sort of all in, like most of it in one place, so I didn't have to look around too much. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
Thank you. Could you tell us a bit about the weather then, Ben? Weather and the news.
The weather comes in lengths and formats. It is the last thing on the news, and it's also sponsored by big corporations.
On what channel is it sponsored by? Big corporations.
Well, ITV, BBC, Sky.
On the BBC?
Well, BBC
BBC
News.
don't actually have any advertisement because they get their money from TV licenses, so you wouldn't really have advertising on the BBC.
So ITV.
ITV.
Yeah. Okay. Channel 4 maybe. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what they do, but yeah, they're sort of they're private. Yes, they're commercial broadcasters. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
And the news can last to 3 to 5 minutes. Apart if it's rolling news. Rolling news weather is to 15 minutes. It is more detailed. And the radio weather, it is about a minute long. and they tell you the region of where you're staying.
Mhm. Mhm.
The weather starts with the national weather forecast, ending with your region. When they tell about the weather, they seem to be very bubbly and happy and what does that say? Positive feelings. Always feel it if they also feature is a pollen account,
Mhm.
and that's what they put on straight after the weather,
Mhm.
and it gives people who's got asthma or anything else like that
Mhm.
to let them know on what how high or how low the pollen's gonna be,
Mhm.
so they can prepare themselves,
Mhm.
and that's also sponsored.
Okay.
And research from the internet,
Yep.
National Weather Service, BBC News, Wiki, Wikipedia,
Yep.
Sky News, ITV News.
Okay. Have you got any questions, Luke?
Yes, lovely. Sam, could you just sort of, what do you think went well about this project?
I thought once we actually sort of found the information for it in the right places, like mostly when we're looking on the internet, we got a lot of work done in a short amount of time, rather than sort of having to sift through all of the websites with information that might not always be true or just might be out of context a bit.
What do you think you could have done better?
I could have gone into a bit more detail with what local news does, sort of maybe gone to you a bit earlier on when we was asking for like what websites to go to for good information, sort of just try sort of get it done quicker so we had more time to prepare and stuff.
Mhm.
As a group, as a team, you know, when you were doing your planning notes with Ellie included, how did that go? Do you feel that went well, or do you feel you divided the team and your tasks well, or do you think you know what went well there and what do you think didn't go so well?
I think it went quite well, like considering there was other stuff going on around at the same time, and we managed to stay on task and got it all sort of done like relatively well and sort of organised it quite well. But yeah, when like if someone's not here then it doesn't quite go to plan, but we still managed to make it work.
Mhm.
Excellent. So would you say that because Ellie isn't here, you're still making this go
Yeah.
to plan, but it's been a little bit awkward?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just had to sort of miss Ellie out and sort of because she was supposed to do an ending towards it, so we ended up having to do that ourselves.
Mhm.
And the same sort of question to you, Ben. What do you think's gone well with your presentation? Do you think you spoke clearly, for example? Do you feel comfortable standing talking in front of us? You know, what could you have done a little bit better? So what went well first with your bit and your research, and then your presentation, and what you could have done? a little
Probably
bit better?
try to make my voice a little bit clearer. I could have gotten more information about the weather from the internet and put more detail into it all. The polling count, same with that as well, more detail, and find out who sponsors which TV programs. and that would be a big help as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And what else would you do? You know, for future improvements. Anything else that you do, or is there anything you'd like to say you did well? You know, you've picked up on a number of things that you might change, but you know, there might be others. But you know, is there anything you did well together or as a group with Ellie that you're proud of?
Well, we did do quite well for ourselves, considering Ellie wasn't here today.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. Anything else?
We could learn to memorize the lines better without looking at the paper all the time.
Okay, so you could have been a little bit more familiar with your research. Okay, fair point. All right.
Lovely.
That's all
Thank
right.
you guys.
Okay.
Thanks very much.